Captain Ryan stood at the edge of the human starship horizon, staring at the distant alien planet. Zithra. The planet hung in the black sky like a shining jewel, its surface glowing with strange colors that no human had ever seen. Clouds of violet and silver swirled above its jungles, and enormous mountains rose like ancient guardians. Ryan could feel the weight of the mission pressing on his shoulders. The task ahead was dangerous, almost impossible, but it had to be done. The human leaders had chosen him for one reason. He had courage and he had determination, and now he had a sense that destiny itself had brought him here. Inside the ship, the rest of the crew prepared for descent. Lieutenant Mara checked the systems carefully. Captain, the landing zone has no hostile readings. We still need to be careful. Zithra is unpredictable, she said, her voice calm but firm. Ryan nodded. He trusted Mara's judgment more than anyone else. The mission was simple to describe but hard to achieve. 20 years ago, Princess Mira, the daughter of Queen Selara of Zithra, had disappeared. The alien queen had mourned her loss for 2 decades, and humans and aliens alike had feared the fragile peace between their worlds might shatter. But now, information had come that Mira was alive, hidden deep in the jungles of Zithra. It was humanity's responsibility to bring her home safely. Ryan had volunteered for this mission, knowing the risks, but also knowing the importance. The landing began. The horizon descended through the glowing clouds, shaking slightly as the ship passed through strong winds. Ryan looked out the viewport and saw the jungle below, dense and alive. Trees with leaves of silver and blue reached high into the sky. Strange rivers glowed with soft green light. Small flying creatures darted among the treetops, and the sound of alien birds echoed in the distance. It was beautiful, but it was also dangerous. Ryan knew Zithra was home to predators unlike any human had ever faced. As the ship touched down in a clearing near the edge of the jungle, Ryan felt a strange calm. He could sense life all around him, and there was something familiar about it. The planet seemed to recognize him. The hatch opened with a hiss, and Ryan led his team outside. Mara, Sergeant Colin, and Technician Lena followed, their faces filled with focus and determination. Ryan took his first steps on the jungle floor. The ground glowed faintly beneath his boots, and he noticed tiny plants moving as if alive. Stay alert, he warned. Zithra is beautiful, but it will not forgive a mistake. His team nodded and followed him carefully. Every step they took made the jungle seem larger and more mysterious. The team moved through the forest slowly. Giant roots twisted like snakes across their path. Glowing insects hovered around, lighting the way. Ryan studied his scanner, which showed faint energy readings nearby. That could only mean one thing. Mira was close. He could feel it in his bones. Hours passed as they moved deeper into the jungle. The trees grew taller, their leaves blocking out the light from above. Strange sounds filled the air. Some were melodic, like alien songs, and some were sharp and warning-like a predator's call. Ryan's hand rested on the grip of his energy rifle. He hoped they would not face danger, but he was ready. At one point, the team crossed a river of glowing water. The current was strong, and Colin almost slipped. But Ryan grabbed him in time. Careful, Ryan said. This planet does not forgive carelessness. Colin nodded, still catching his breath. Lena examined the glowing water. The river is safe to touch, but it contains minerals that react to human energy. We need to stay careful. Ryan nodded. Every detail of Zithra mattered. As they continued, Ryan thought about Princess Mira. She had grown up without her mother, isolated in the wild. He wondered how she survived. He imagined her strength, her courage, and her intelligence. If she had survived this long alone, she was more than capable of facing challenges. He felt respect and admiration for her even. Before meeting her, the team finally reached a clearing with ruins of old alien structures. The walls were tall, made of a shimmering material that reflected the sunlight in rainbow colors. Strange symbols covered the walls, symbols no human had been able to decipher. Ryan studied them. These ruins might hold clues about where Mira has been living, he said. Mara began scanning the area for life signs. Suddenly, a movement caught Ryan's eye. Something huge passed over the treetops, casting a shadow over the clearing. Ryan froze. "Everyone down," he whispered. They crouched as the shadow disappeared into the distance. The jungle was alive with unseen eyes. Ryan's heart beat faster. This was the challenge he expected, but even now, it felt real and immediate. Mara looked at Ryan. "It is watching us. Something is guarding this place." Ryan nodded. He could feel the presence too. Zithra was testing them, as if deciding whether they were worthy. He whispered, "We do this carefully, with respect. We are not here to destroy, only to save." Night began to fall on Zithra, and the jungle glowed brighter in the darkness. Tiny lights floated in the air, like stars trapped on the planet's surface. Ryan decided to make camp in a small clearing, surrounded by strong roots that could serve as protection. They set up shields and sensors to detect any movement. As he rested, Ryan thought about the human race and the alien race. They were different in many ways, yet now their fates were connected. Bringing Mira back safely could change the course of history. It could show the aliens that humans were not just conquerors or soldiers, but protectors and friends. Ryan closed his eyes for a moment, imagining the reunion of Mira with Queen Selara. He imagined the Queen's tears of joy and the peace that would follow. He felt a sense of purpose deeper than he had ever felt before. This mission was bigger than one soldier, bigger than one planet. It was about courage, honor, and hope. The jungle whispered around him, alive and mysterious. Ryan knew the next day would bring challenges beyond imagination, but he also knew that they were ready. They had courage, skill, and determination. And he had faith in destiny. As the first light of Zithra's sun touched the tops of the trees, Ryan stood, ready to lead his team into the unknown. The search for Princess Mira had begun, and nothing could stop them now. He took a deep breath and whispered to himself, "Mother, I will bring her back." The mission had begun, and the human soldier had stepped into history. The first rays of Zithra's sun lit the jungle in a shimmering glow. Captain Ryan led his team forward with quiet confidence. Every step into the alien forest felt heavier than the last. The trees were taller than any on Earth, and the leaves glowed faintly, lighting a path that seemed alive. Tiny creatures with wings like glass darted among the branches, and the sound of distant waterfalls mixed with the cries of unknown animals. The jungle was beautiful, but Ryan knew beauty could hide danger. Mara scanned the area constantly, her eyes sharp. "The sensors show faint energy signals ahead," she said. "If those readings are correct, Mira could be nearby." Ryan nodded. His heart quickened at the thought. They had been searching for years across different sectors, but this was the first real lead. Every moment counted. Sergeant Colin carried extra supplies, watching the ground carefully. "Captain, this place feels alive. I can almost sense it watching us." Ryan glanced at him. "It is alive," he said quietly. "Zithra tests everyone who walks its soil. We need to move carefully, respect the land, and stay alert." The team moved slowly, stepping over enormous roots and avoiding glowing vines that reacted to touch. Some of the plants pulsed with light, while others seemed to hum when brushed. Ryan wondered if the jungle was warning them, guiding them, or simply observing. The thought made him feel both awe and caution. As they reached a narrow canyon, a strange sound echoed. It was low and melodic, almost like music, but it carried an undercurrent of warning. Ryan raised his hand, signaling the team to stop. He listened carefully, then pointed forward. "We follow the sound. It might be a sign of life, but we must proceed carefully." The canyon walls were covered in shimmering moss that reflected light and colors humans could not name. The team moved single file, each step calculated. Suddenly, Mara stopped. "Life signs," she whispered. "Many, but scattered. Not dangerous, I think. Something or someone has been here recently." Ryan nodded. He felt excitement mixed with tension. The closer they got to Mira, the more unpredictable Zithra became. "Let's keep moving," he said. "We are close. Stay alert for anything unusual." Hours passed. They crossed glowing rivers, climbed steep cliffs, and navigated forests, where the trees leaned over like protective sentinels. Every obstacle tested their endurance. But Ryan's leadership kept the team focused. At one point, they found a clearing with large alien statues. Each statue depicted a figure holding a crystal that pulsed with light. Ryan studied them. These statues are ancient. They might tell us about the people who lived here and where Mira could be hiding. Lena used her scanner to examine the area. Energy readings are strongest near the center of the clearing. That could indicate life. Ryan nodded. He felt a mixture of hope and anxiety. Every step closer meant danger could be waiting. Suddenly, movement appeared in the trees above. Shadows shifted, and massive shapes swooped over the clearing. The team froze. Ryan motioned for them to stay still. Through the leaves, they saw creatures unlike anything on Earth. Their bodies were strong and covered with crystalline plates. Wings stretched wide, reflecting sunlight in dazzling colors. The creatures circled above. Watching them, Ryan whispered, "These are the guardians of Zithra. They protect the land and its secrets. We cannot fight them unless we must. Stay calm and move slowly." The guardians landed nearby, their eyes glowing softly. The team held their breath, careful not to make sudden movements. After several tense moments, the creatures returned to the trees, watching silently. Ryan exhaled slowly. Respect and caution had saved them. As the sun reached its highest point, they found a narrow path leading deeper into the jungle. Mira's energy readings grew stronger. "She is close," Ryan said. Mara nodded. "We will find her soon, Captain. But be prepared. She may be wary of humans." Ryan remembered the stories of Mira's childhood. The princess had survived alone in the wild for 20 years. She had learned the ways of the jungle and the guardians. She would not trust easily. Ryan felt a mixture of admiration and determination. "We must earn her trust," he said. "We are not here to capture her. We are here to bring her home safely." The team moved forward, following the faint glows and whispers of the jungle. Ryan led carefully, keeping an eye on the surroundings. Suddenly, they reached a small valley hidden among high cliffs. The valley was filled with light green plants and a river that shimmered with soft silver light. Ryan's scanner showed a strong energy signature in the center of the valley. This had to be Mira. He motioned for the team to stop. "We approach slowly. Make no sudden moves. Let her see we mean no harm." The team nodded, understanding the seriousness of the moment. They stepped carefully into the valley. From the shadows of a tree, a figure appeared. Mira. She was older than Ryan expected, tall and strong, with eyes that reflected the jungle around her. Her hair was braided with leaves and small glowing crystals. She held a staff carved from the living wood of Zithra, and she watched the humans with sharp, careful eyes. Ryan stepped forward slowly. "Princess Mira," he said gently. "I am Captain Ryan of the human mission. We are here to bring you back to your mother, Queen Salara. She has waited 20 years for you." Mira's eyes widened, and she stepped back slightly. "Humans," she said softly. "Why should I trust you? After so many years, my mother, she sent no one." "Why are you different?" Ryan smiled calmly. "I am different because I am here to protect, not to harm. I cannot speak for all humans, but I can promise my team, and I will not let anything hurt you. We only want to return you safely." Mira studied him carefully. Her eyes searched for any sign of deception. Finally, she spoke. "Follow me. But any trick, and you will regret it." Ryan nodded. "We will follow your lead." The princess led them through the valley, showing them secret paths and hidden shelters. She moved with the confidence of someone who knew the land perfectly. Ryan and his team watched in awe. They realized Mira had survived in a way no human could, and yet she remained gentle and intelligent. As the sun began to set, casting golden light over the valley, Ryan felt hope. They had found Mira, and she had allowed them to come close. Tomorrow would be the real challenge, earning her full trust and preparing for the journey back. But tonight, in the heart of Zithra, a human soldier and a lost princess shared a quiet moment of understanding. Ryan looked at Mira and whispered softly, "We will bring you home. You will see your mother again." Mira's eyes softened slightly. She nodded, a small gesture of faith and courage. The mission had begun in earnest, and for the first time, Ryan felt the true weight of what they were about to achieve. The jungle hummed around them, alive with unseen life. The adventure was far from over, but the first step had been taken. Together, Human and Princess would face the challenges ahead. And Ryan knew one thing with certainty: he would not fail. The jungle of Zithra held many secrets, and tomorrow would reveal more. But tonight, the human soldiers rested, ready for the path that lay ahead. They were close to changing history, close to reuniting a mother and her lost daughter, and close to proving that courage and compassion could cross the stars. The next morning, the valley glowed softly as sunlight filtered through the tall trees. Princess Mira moved gracefully among the plants, her eyes alert to every sound. Captain Ryan and his team followed carefully. They had learned to respect the rhythm of Zithra's jungle, moving slowly and quietly. Ryan could feel Mira's strength and skill, and he knew that earning her trust would require patience and understanding. "Princess," Ryan said gently, "we want to understand you, your life here, and what you have learned. We are not here to take control. We are here to help." Mira paused and looked at him with cautious eyes. "Humans have spoken promises before. I have lived many years, alone and survived. Why should I trust you now?" Ryan lowered his hand and smiled calmly. "Because this time, we act, not with words, but with respect and care. Watch us, see how we move, how we act. We are not here to harm." Mira studied him carefully. Her sharp eyes examined every motion of Ryan and his team. She saw the patience in Ryan's movements, the calm focus of Mara, the quiet vigilance of Sergeant Colin, and the careful attention of Technician Lena. Slowly, she nodded. "Very well. I will see if your actions match your words." She led them to a small river with glowing water. Strange fish with translucent scales swam beneath the surface. "The water is safe, but only if you understand it," Mira said. "It can't show your strength or your weakness. Touch it without respect, and it will react." Ryan knelt by the river and dipped his hand into the soft, warm water. It shimmered gently but did not resist. Mara and Colin followed, showing respect in the same careful way. Mira watched, then allowed herself a small smile. "You act with care. That is good." The team continued deeper into the jungle. The air grew thick with mist, and the light dimmed. Strange sounds echoed through the trees. But Mira moved confidently, as if she knew every corner of the jungle. Ryan marveled at her skill. She climbed over roots, leaped across streams, and moved without leaving a trace. The humans followed her lead, learning from her movements. After hours of walking, they reached a high cliff overlooking a wide valley. The view was breathtaking. Trees stretched endlessly, rivers glimmered, and distant mountains rose like giants. Mira turned to Ryan. "This is where I have lived most of my life. I learned everything here: how to move, how to survive, how to understand the Guardians. You may think humans are clever, but Zithra has its own lessons." Ryan nodded. "I see. You have learned much, and you are strong because of it. We can learn from you, and together, we can succeed." Mira studied him and finally spoke softly. "Perhaps you are different. You respect what others fear. That is rare." Suddenly, a rustling sound came from the forest below. Mira froze, her hand moving instinctively to her staff. Ryan did the same, reaching for his rifle. A small creature appeared, no larger than a dog, with glowing blue eyes and soft silver fur. It sniffed the air and then ran back into the forest. Mira relaxed. Not all creatures are dangerous, but some test those who enter. The Guardians will watch you. Always, you must be ready." Ryan nodded. "We are ready. We will follow your guidance." Mira looked at him carefully, then said, "If we are to leave this jungle together, you must prove your courage and wisdom. Only then will I trust you fully." Ryan asked, "What must we do?" Mira's eyes sparkled with determination. "Follow me. I will show you a test." She led them to a narrow path lined with glowing plants. The path ended at a small clearing where a crystal rose from the ground. "This crystal is old," Mira explained. "It contains energy that reflects your mind and heart. Touch it with fear, and it will burn you? Touch it with courage and clarity, and it will glow softly. You will see your true strength. Ryan stepped forward first. He placed his hand carefully on the crystal. Warmth spread through his fingers, and the crystal glowed gently. He remained calm and focused, thinking of his mission and the promise to return Mira safely. Mara and Colin followed, showing the same careful respect. Lena's hand glowed brightly as the crystal accepted her understanding and care. Mira watched closely. Her expression softened. You are wise and brave. You act with honor. Perhaps you are worthy of my trust. She paused, then added, but there's more to learn. Courage is not enough. You must understand the jungle, the guardians, and the choices you will face. Ryan nodded. We are ready to learn. Teach us. Mira led them to a small cave hidden behind a waterfall. Inside, glowing crystals lit the walls. The cave hummed with energy, and the air felt alive. The guardians watched everything Mira said. They see intentions and truth. If you wish to leave Zithra with me, you must face them with respect. You must move with care, act with courage, and protect each other. Only then will they allow us to pass. Ryan listened carefully. He realized that this mission was not just about finding Mira. It was about understanding Zithra itself. He understood that humans could survive here, not by force, but by respecting the strength of the alien world and its creatures. Mira tested the team in the cave, asking them to solve simple challenges using their minds and instincts. Ryan showed patience, reasoning, and courage. Mara demonstrated focus and observation. Colin showed loyalty and quick thinking. Lena demonstrated intelligence and careful planning. Mira observed silently, her eyes studying every move. Finally, she stepped forward. You have shown respect, courage, and wisdom. You are different from others who have come before. Perhaps you are the ones who can bring me home. Ryan bowed slightly. Thank you, Princess Mira. We are honored to walk beside you. Mira smiled, a small but genuine expression. Tomorrow we begin the journey back. But first, you must understand one rule. The jungle tests everyone. Trust, courage, and respect are the keys. Without them, you will not survive. The team set up camp for the night near the waterfall. Ryan reflected on the day. Mira had challenged them, but they had passed. He could see now why she had survived alone for so long. She was wise, strong, and brave. Ryan realized that returning her safely would not just be a human mission. It would be a partnership between humans and Zithra itself. As night fell, the jungle glowed with gentle light. Tiny creatures floated through the air, and the sound of distant waterfalls filled the valley. Ryan watched Mira stand by the river, her reflection shimmering in the water. She was no longer just a lost princess. She was a force of nature, a protector of her world, and a key to the future of two civilizations. Ryan whispered quietly, We will succeed. We will bring you home, and we will honor your world. Mira glanced at him, her eyes reflecting understanding and trust. The journey had only just begun, but hope filled the valley. Together, humans and Mira would face the challenges ahead, and the bonds of courage, respect, and trust would grow stronger with every step. The next morning, sunlight filtered through the tall purple trees, casting soft colors across the valley. Captain Ryan and his team prepared to leave the hidden cave. Mira had spent the night teaching them about Zithra's jungle and its mysterious guardians. Every lesson was important. One mistake could awaken the ancient protectors and make escape impossible. Ryan felt the weight of responsibility and also determination. They could not fail. Remember, Mira said, the guardians sense fear, weakness, and disrespect. Move with confidence. Respect the jungle and protect each other. Only then will we pass safely. Ryan nodded. He had watched Mira for 2 days and had learned her ways. He understood that Zithra was alive, and its rules must be followed. The team stepped out into the jungle. The air was thick with mist, and every leaf shimmered in soft green light. The path led them through dense forests and over glowing streams. Tiny creatures scurried past, watching but not attacking. Ryan could feel the jungle's eyes upon them, Every step had to be measured. Hours into the journey, the ground began to tremble. Ryan froze and signaled the team to stop. The jungle seemed to hold its breath. From the shadows, massive forms emerged. They were the Guardians, towering creatures with crystalline bodies, glowing eyes, and powerful limbs moved silently through the trees. Their presence radiated strength, and Ryan felt awe mixed with fear. Mira stepped forward. The Guardians have sensed our passage. They will test us, but they will not attack if we show respect and courage. Stand ready. But do not strike first. Ryan nodded. He lowered his rifle slightly, but kept his hand close to the trigger. Mara, Colin, and Lena mirrored his calm, ready for whatever might come. The Guardians approached, their eyes glowing brighter with each step. Ryan could see the ancient energy flowing through their crystalline bodies. He realized these creatures were not mindless animals. They were intelligent, aware of every action and intention. One Guardian stepped forward, tilting its massive head to study them. Ryan spoke quietly. We mean no harm. We only wish to pass and return the princess to her mother. The Guardian paused, its body pulsing with light. Slowly, it moved aside, allowing the group to advance. Mira nodded in approval. You have shown respect. Keep moving. As they continued, the jungle became more challenging. Roots twisted like snakes across the path. Rivers glowed with strange energy, and cliffs rose sharply. Mira guided them carefully, pointing out safe paths and warning of dangers hidden among the foliage. Ryan realized that survival here required more than courage. It required understanding, observation, and teamwork. Suddenly, a deep roar echoed. Through the valley, the ground shook violently. Ryan and his team dropped to the ground instinctively. Trees swayed, and glowing leaves fell like rain. From the shadows, a massive Guardian emerged. Its body was larger and more powerful than any they had seen before. It had sharp crystalline claws, and its eyes glowed like molten light. Mira whispered urgently, "This is the Alpha Guardian. It protects the heart of the jungle. Do not strike unless you must. Show courage and respect, or it will see you as a threat." Ryan nodded. He knew this was the true test. The team spread slightly, keeping distance but maintaining unity. The Alpha Guardian stepped closer, its massive form blocking the path. Ryan raised his hand slowly, showing a gesture of peace. "We do not wish to fight. We only wish to pass with honor." The Guardian paused, then emitted a low, melodic sound. The vibration shook the ground and echoed through the trees. It was a warning, a challenge, and an invitation all at once. Mira stepped forward confidently. "Alpha Guardian, we come with respect and courage. We seek only to return to the world above and bring me home safely. We honor Zithra and its laws." The Guardian's eyes glowed brighter, and it lowered its head slightly. It seemed to understand Mira's words and the intentions of the humans beside her. Ryan realized that this was a moment of connection between species. Humans had often conquered by force, but here, respect and courage mattered more than power. He could feel the energy of the jungle responding to their actions. The Alpha Guardian stepped aside, allowing them to continue. The team moved cautiously, but steadily. As they advanced, smaller Guardians emerged from the trees, following the Alpha's lead. They circled the group, observing every movement. Ryan and his team moved slowly, careful not to alarm them. Mira guided them through hidden paths, showing them secret ways to avoid unnecessary conflict. Every step was a lesson in patience and respect. The jungle grew denser, and the energy of the Guardians seemed stronger. Ryan could feel the pressure of the jungle itself. One wrong move could trigger an attack, but he also felt exhilaration. This was a world alive with power and intelligence, a world that tested those who entered. After hours of careful movement, they reached a clearing where the river widened into a pool. The light reflected in colors that humans had never seen. Mira paused. "This is a place of balance. The Guardians respect this place. Rest here for a moment and prepare for the next stage. The heart of the jungle is near, and it will test you." Further, Ryan and the team set down their packs and took a moment to observe. The pool shimmered with energy, and tiny creatures danced on its surface. The Guardians stood at the edges, watching silently. Ryan realized that this place was more than beauty. It was a sacred space, a test of character, and unity. Mira turned to him. You have done well. The Guardians have accepted your respect and courage. But the next challenge will be harder. You must act as one, think as one, and protect each other. Only then can we leave Zithra safely. Ryan nodded. He understood. The jungle did not forgive mistakes, and unity was the key to survival. As night fell, the clearing glowed with the light of the river in the Guardians' eyes. Ryan set up camp carefully, making sure they respected the land and its creatures. Mira taught them how to move silently, how to rest without disturbing the jungle, and how to prepare for the trials ahead. The team listened carefully, knowing that the lessons were as important as any weapon or technology. Ryan looked at the Guardians standing silently around the clearing. They were not enemies, but protectors. The Alpha Guardian's eyes glowed. Softly, as if acknowledging the humans' courage and honor, Ryan felt pride and respect. Humans had faced many dangers, but Zithra's jungle was different here. Strength alone was not enough. Respect, courage, and understanding mattered most. As he rested for the night, Ryan thought of Mira, the jungle, and the mission. They had survived the first true test of the Guardians. They had shown courage, respect, and unity. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, but he was ready. He knew that success depended not just on strength or skill, but on wisdom and honor. The jungle hummed around them, alive with unseen energy. The Guardians watched silently, their presence a constant reminder of the power and intelligence of Zithra. Ryan felt a deep connection to the world and to the mission. He realized that humans could succeed here, not by conquering, but by understanding and respecting the jungle and its guardians. With the first light of Zithra's sun, Ryan prepared to lead his team deeper into the jungle. They were ready for the next stage of the journey. They had faced the Guardians, proven their courage, and earned respect. Now, the heart of the jungle awaited, and with it, new challenges that would test their unity, wisdom, and determination. The adventure continued, and the human soldiers moved forward with purpose, guided by Mira and protected by courage, honor, and trust. The morning sun lit the jungle with a soft golden glow. Captain Ryan led the team carefully, following Mira as she guided them through narrow paths. The Guardians had accepted their presence, but the jungle was still full of hidden dangers. Every step required focus and teamwork. Ryan could feel the tension in the air, but also a sense of purpose. They were on the path to bring Mira home. Mira moved ahead confidently, pointing out hidden roots and delicate plants that could harm the unwary. This way, she said, the path is narrow, but safe. Follow carefully. Ryan nodded and watched the team move in perfect sync. They had learned the rhythm of the jungle, the silent signs of its creatures, and the subtle energy of the land. Every moment was a lesson, and they applied it well. Suddenly, the ground beneath them shook slightly. Ryan held up his hand, signaling the team to stop. A distant roar echoed through the valley. The air vibrated with power, and the shadows of massive creatures passed across the trees. The Guardians were alert again. Ryan whispered, "Stay calm. We have to move carefully. They are testing us." Mira glanced at him and nodded. "Do not be afraid. They respect courage and unity. If we act together, we can pass safely." Ryan smiled faintly, appreciating her calm wisdom. The team spread slightly, maintaining distance but keeping their connection. Every movement was deliberate, every step a show of respect. As they approached a wide river glowing with silver light, the current grew stronger. The jungle seemed alive, shifting and reacting to their presence. "We must cross carefully." Mira warned, "The water is powerful. It tests the mind and the body. If you lose focus, it will sweep you away." Ryan observed the river and then checked his team. "We will cross as one. Move slowly, hold on to each other, and stay alert." The team formed a line, with Ryan leading. He placed his hand on Mira's shoulder for guidance, and she nodded. They stepped into the river. The water was cold but smooth, flowing with energy that seemed to push and pull. Tiny glowing fish swirled around their legs. Ryan focused on balance. guiding the team through the safest path. Mara helped Colin when a strong current threatened to pull him down. Lena used her knowledge of the river to direct them around hidden rocks. Halfway across, the current suddenly increased. The river surged with power, and a large wave nearly knocked Ryan off his feet. He caught himself and grabbed Mira's hand instinctively. "Hold steady," he shouted. The team pressed together, supporting one another. Slowly, they moved forward, guided by courage and teamwork. The Guardians watched from the banks, their eyes glowing like molten light. Finally, they reached the opposite shore. Ryan helped the team climb out of the water, dripping but safe. Mira smiled. "You have passed the river test. The jungle approves. But the heart of Zithra still lies ahead, and it will challenge you further." Ryan nodded, feeling pride and relief. The river had been a physical and mental test, and they had passed together. As they continued, the jungle became denser. The trees leaned over the path, blocking much of the sunlight. Strange sounds echoed from above and below. Ryan felt a thrill of anticipation. This was the world Mira had grown up in, and they were moving through it with respect and caution. Every obstacle taught them more about Zithra and its guardians. Hours later, they reached a narrow gorge. The walls were high and covered in glowing vines. The path was uneven, and rocks shifted underfoot. Suddenly, the sound of a creature's roar filled the gorge. A massive predator, unlike anything Ryan had seen before, blocked their way. Its crystalline body reflected light in sharp angles, and its eyes glowed with intelligence. Mira stepped forward. This is a guardian predator. It tests travelers to see if they can act with courage and protect each other. Do not attack unless it threatens life. Move as one, and it will allow passage. Ryan nodded and whispered to the team, "Stay close, follow Mira's lead, show courage, and respect the jungle. We can pass safely." The predator lunged suddenly, but not to attack. It seemed to test their reactions. Ryan and the team held their ground, moving together to avoid danger. Mira guided them through precise movements, showing them how to anticipate the creature's motions. The predator circled them, then backed away slowly. It had accepted their courage and unity. The team exhaled in relief. Ryan glanced at Mira. "Your world is amazing. Every step is a test, but also a lesson." Mira smiled softly. "You have learned well. Zithra respects those who respect it. We are close now. The jungle will allow us to leave soon, but the path will become more difficult." As the day progressed, the team faced new challenges. Collapsing bridges of wood and vines required careful balance. Narrow paths along steep cliffs demanded precision and trust. Strange glowing plants reacted to movement, forcing the team to adapt quickly. Ryan watched his team support each other at every turn. Courage, respect, and teamwork had become second nature. By late afternoon, they reached a wide clearing where the jungle opened to a high plateau. From there, they could see their ship in the distance, barely visible among the trees. Ryan felt hope surge. They had come far and survived every test. But Mira cautioned, "Do not celebrate yet. The Guardians will protect the final path. You must continue with care." Suddenly, a massive shadow passed overhead. Ryan recognized it immediately. A guardian flapped its enormous wings and landed across the path. Its crystalline body shimmered in sunlight, and its eyes glowed like molten fire. The team froze. Ryan whispered, "We do this together. Move slowly and with respect." Mira stepped forward confidently. "We come with courage and unity. We seek only to pass safely and bring me home. Do not see us as enemies." The guardian lowered its head, slightly, examining them. Ryan could feel the tension, but also a strange understanding. The guardian was not attacking, only testing their intentions. Ryan and his team moved as one, following Mira's lead. They showed respect with every movement, courage in every step, and support in every action. The guardian circled them but allowed passage, acknowledging their unity. Ryan smiled faintly. "We are ready," he whispered. Mira nodded. Finally, they crossed the plateau and reached the landing zone. Their ship stood ready, shining against the jungle. Ryan and his team paused, looking at the glowing trees and the guardians watching silently. They had survived Zithras. Tess respected its rules and earned the approval of its protectors. Mira's eyes reflected pride and hope. Ryan turned to her. "We will take you home safely. You will see your mother again." Mira smiled, a small but genuine expression of trust. The journey back had begun, and every challenge had brought them closer. The jungle had tested them, but it had also taught them. Courage, respect, and unity had carried them through as the sun set. Casting golden light across the plateau, Ryan felt a deep sense of purpose. They had survived Zithra's trials, and they had done so with honor. The journey was far from over, but they were ready. Together, humans and Mira would face whatever lay ahead. The jungle hummed softly around them, alive and watching. Guardians stood silently, acknowledging their courage and unity. Ryan knew that this mission was not just about one princess. It was about humans proving their honor and compassion to another world. The future of two civilizations depended on their actions, and they had shown that courage and respect could cross even the stars. The human ship rose above the glowing treetops, cutting through the morning mist. Captain Ryan guided the team carefully, keeping an eye on the valley below. The jungle of Zithra stretched endlessly, alive with energy and color. Ryan glanced at Mira, who sat quietly, watching the trees pass beneath the ship. She had survived in this world for 20 years, and now she was leaving it with humans who had earned her trust. The thought made Ryan feel both pride and responsibility. Soon, Mira whispered, "My mother will see me again." Her voice carried a mix of hope and fear. Ryan nodded. "Yes, she has waited 20 years. You will be home soon, and everything will change." The journey to the capital of Zithra was long but peaceful. The ship glided through the colorful skies, passing over rivers of glowing water and mountains that shimmered in sunlight. Mira studied the land below, her expression a mixture of nostalgia and awe. Ryan observed her carefully. He could see the emotions hidden in her eyes: excitement, anxiety, and a cautious hope. Finally, the ship approached the palace. It was larger than any human had ever imagined, built with smooth crystalline structures that reflected light in countless colors. Towers rose high, surrounded by gardens filled with glowing plants. The city was alive with energy, and Ryan felt the history and importance of the place. Mara and Colin prepared the landing, scanning for security and ensuring the landing zone was safe. Lena monitored the ship's systems. Ryan felt a deep sense of relief. They had survived the jungle, earned the Guardians' respect, and now approached their final destination. But he also knew that the reunion with Queen Solara would be the most emotional moment of all. As the ship touched down, Mira stood and looked out the viewport. Her hands trembled slightly. Ryan stepped beside her. "Stay calm. Your mother will recognize you immediately. She will be emotional, but you are ready for this." Mira nodded, taking a deep breath. The ship's doors opened, revealing the crystalline courtyard. The guards of Zithra stepped aside as Mira walked down the ramp, her head held high. Ryan and his team followed carefully, showing respect for the palace and its people. Every step brought Mira closer to the mother she had not seen in 20 years. From the palace balcony, Queen Solara appeared. Her hair shimmered like silver threads, and her eyes were wide with disbelief. She stared at the figure in the courtyard, unable to speak at first. Then, a soft cry escaped her lips. "Mira," she whispered. Her voice trembled with emotion, and tears filled her eyes. Mira froze for a moment, her own eyes widening. She had imagined this moment countless times, but reality was more powerful than her dreams. Slowly, she ran toward her mother, her steps unsteady but determined. Ryan and his team watched silently. Knowing this was a sacred moment, Queen Solara dropped to her knees, arms outstretched. Mira leaped into her mother's embrace. The queen held her tightly, tears flowing freely. "My daughter, my lost daughter, you have returned to me." Mira's voice shook. "Mother, I have survived. I am here now." The courtyard was silent, except for the cries and whispers. Guards and palace attendants watched respectfully, giving the two space. Ryan felt a deep sense of fulfillment. This was why he had taken the mission. This was why every danger, every challenge, had been worth it after a few moments. Mira stepped back slightly, still holding her mother's hands. "Captain Ryan," she said softly, "I owe you my life. You brought me home safely. I cannot thank you enough." Ryan bowed slightly. "Princess Mira, it was an honor. We only did what was necessary to fulfill our promise." Queen Selara turned her gaze to Ryan and his team. Her eyes were filled with gratitude and respect. "You humans have shown courage, honor, and compassion. You have returned my daughter to me. I am forever grateful." Ryan nodded humbly. "Your Majesty, it was our duty and our privilege." Mira's gaze returned to her mother. "Mother, I have lived in the jungle for 20 years. I have learned its ways, survived its tests, and respected its guardians. I have changed, but my love for you has never faded." Queen Solera's tears flowed freely as she embraced her daughter again. "You are my strength, my joy, and my hope. You are the heart of Zithra, and now we are together again." The team stayed respectfully in the background as the reunion continued. Ryan felt a mixture of relief and pride. Every danger they had faced, every challenge they had overcome, had led to this moment. Humans had proven themselves worthy not just through skill and courage, but through honor, respect, and compassion. After a while, Queen Selara turned to Mira. "You have been through much. Tell me everything. The jungle, the guardians, and those who brought you home." Mira nodded. She began recounting her experiences, her voice steady as she described the challenges, the tests, and the humans who had earned her trust. Ryan listened silently, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. Mara, Colin, and Lena remained close, observing quietly. They had witnessed the reunion, and they understood its significance. This was more than a mission accomplished. This was history being made, and humanity had played an honorable role. Finally, Mira turned to Ryan. "Captain, my mother has forgiven the years we were apart, but I want you to know that your courage and honor will always be remembered. You have shown humans are not just soldiers, but protectors and friends." Ryan smiled humbly. "Princess, it was our duty, and it is your courage that guided us. We only followed your lead." Queen Selara stepped forward and placed a hand on Ryan's shoulder. "You have done more than bring my daughter home. You have shown respect for Zithra and its people. Humans like you can be trusted. You are welcome here anytime." Ryan bowed. "Thank you, Your Majesty. We are honored by your words." The courtyard filled with soft light as the sun set behind the palace towers. The jungle beyond glowed faintly. In the distance, a reminder of the world Mira had survived in. Ryan looked at Mira and Queen Selara, seeing their bond renewed, and felt a deep sense of purpose. Humanity had proven itself, not through power, but through courage, respect, and compassion. Mira turned to Ryan one last time. "Captain, your mission is complete, but your place in my story will remain forever. You have returned me to my mother, and for that, I am forever grateful." Ryan nodded. "Princess, it was my honor. Your safety and your reunion with your mother were always my priority." As night fell over the palace, the lights of Zithra shimmered across the land. Ryan and his team prepared to leave, their mission complete. But the memories, the lessons, and the courage they had shown would remain with them forever. They had faced danger, earned trust, and proved humanity's honor across the stars. The reunion between Mira and Queen Selara marked a new beginning. Peace and hope returned to Zithra, and humanity had played a key role in restoring it. Ryan watched his mother and daughter embraced again, feeling a deep pride. They had succeeded, not through force, but through courage, respect, and understanding. And as the human ship lifted into the sky, carrying Ryan and his team away, he looked back at the palace, the jungle, and the glowing guardians. He knew this was a story that would be remembered for generations. Humans had shown their honor, and Mira had returned home. Zithra was at peace, and history had been made. The palace of Zithra glowed under the light of twin moons, casting soft reflections across the crystalline towers. Inside, celebrations began to honor the return of Princess Mira. Citizens of the city gathered in the courtyard, their faces bright with joy and relief. Word of Mira's return had spread quickly, and excitement filled the air. Captain Ryan and his team remained quietly in the background, observing the events and the happiness they had helped restore. Queen Solara moved among her people, her arm around Mira, sharing the story of her daughter's survival and the courage of the humans who had brought her home. Mira's eyes sparkled as she listened to the voices around her, each expressing gratitude and admiration. She felt a warmth she had never known in her years alone in the jungle. The reunion with her mother was complete, and now she could begin to rebuild her life. Ryan watched from the edge of the crowd. He felt pride and satisfaction. This mission had been dangerous and unpredictable, yet it had been successful because of courage, respect, and teamwork. Humans had proven themselves not just as soldiers, but as protectors and friends. The people of Zithra had seen that humanity could act with honor and compassion. Even in the face of the unknown. Mira turned to Ryan and smiled. Captain, I cannot thank you enough for everything you have done. You brought me home safely, guided my friends, and earned the respect of my people. You have given me a second chance at life. Ryan shook his head slightly. Princess, it was your courage and wisdom that guided us. We only followed your lead. You have survived and grown stronger than anyone could imagine. The celebrations continued into the night. Music filled the air, with soft melodies that echoed through the crystal towers. People danced and laughed, their joy contagious. Ryan observed the unity and happiness of the citizens, feeling the importance of their mission more than ever. Humans had proven that they could be trusted allies, capable of understanding and respecting worlds beyond their own. Mira and Queen Solara walked to a balcony overlooking the city. The lights of Zithra shimmered below, and the distant jungle glowed with the life that had once been Mira's home. Mother, Mira said softly, I have learned so much in the jungle. I have seen strength, danger, and beauty that cannot be described. I am ready now to share what I know and to help our people understand the world around us. Queen Solara nodded. You have grown beyond what I could have imagined. Your experience will guide our people, and your courage will inspire them. The humans who helped you have shown us a new path, one of trust and honor between our species. Ryan approached them, feeling a mix of humility and pride. Your Majesty, Princess, it has been our honor to serve. We have learned much from Zithra and from Mira's strength. Your world is extraordinary, and it has taught us lessons we will never forget. Queen Solara looked at him with deep gratitude. Captain Ryan, your actions have brought peace, hope, and unity. You have shown that humanity can act with wisdom and compassion. You are welcome here as a friend and ally forever. The night deepened, and the celebrations slowed. Citizens returned to their homes, and the palace grew quiet. Mira sat with her mother, recounting moments from the jungle, the tests, and the guardians who had protected her. Ryan and his team reflected on the journey, understanding how every decision, every act of courage, and every show of respect had led to this moment. Mira turned to Ryan. Captain, the jungle taught me patience, understanding, and respect. The humans who guided me showed that courage alone is not enough. Unity and honor are what truly matter. I hope the story of our journey will inspire others. Ryan nodded. Princess, it will. Humanity has been tested in your world, and we have proven that courage, respect, and honor can cross even the stars. Your story will be remembered. Queen Solara placed a hand on Mira's shoulder. You have returned not only as my daughter, but as a leader. Your courage and wisdom will guide our people, and your experience with humans has created a bridge between our worlds. This bond is precious, and it will last for generations. Mira smiled. I understand, Mother. We have learned that courage and respect are universal. Trust can be built, even between worlds that seem very different. The next morning, the sky was bright, and the palace courtyard was calm. Ryan and his team prepared to depart. Their ship was ready, waiting to return them to human territory. Mira accompanied them to the landing zone, standing tall and proud. Captain Ryan, your journey does not end here. You have shown humanity's honor, and you have created a lasting friendship with Zithra. For that, I'm grateful. Ryan bowed. Slightly, Princess, the honor is ours. We have witnessed courage and wisdom beyond measure. Your guidance made all the difference as the ship lifted into the sky. Mira waved from the ground alongside her mother. The citizens of Zithra cheered, their gratitude clear and heartfelt. Ryan watched the jungle pass beneath them, remembering every challenge, every guardian, and every lesson learned. Humanity had succeeded not through force, but through respect, courage, and unity. This mission would be remembered in history. Mira turned to her mother as the ship rose higher. Mother, I am ready to help guide our people, to share what I have learned, and to protect Zithra. And I will never forget the humans who helped me return. Queen Solara smiled. Her eyes filled with pride. You have grown beyond measure. My daughter, your journey has strengthened our people and created a bond that will last forever. You are our hope, and your courage is an example to all. Ryan and his team prepared for the journey home, reflecting on their experiences. They had faced dangers in the jungle, tested themselves against unknown guardians, and proven that humanity could act with wisdom and honor. Each challenge had strengthened their resolve and shown the value of teamwork and respect. The ship passed over the final ridge, and the jungle of Zithra stretched endlessly below. Ryan felt a deep sense of fulfillment. They had succeeded in their mission, saved a life, and proven humanity's honor. Mira's return had not only brought joy and relief to her mother and people, but had also created a bridge between worlds. As the stars appeared above Zithra, Ryan looked at his team. Mara, Colin, and Lena shared quiet smiles. They had faced trials together, and now they carried a story that would inspire both humans and aliens alike. Courage, respect, and honor had prevailed, and history had been made. Mira waved from the palace balcony one last time. Ryan felt a sense of hope and pride. Humanity had proven that even in the farthest reaches of the universe, trust, unity, and courage could create bonds that lasted beyond danger and time. Zithra was safe, Mira was home, and humans had shown their strength not through power, but through honor. The ship soared into the stars, leaving the glowing world of Zithra behind. Ryan looked ahead, knowing that their mission had changed them. Forever, they had faced the unknown and succeeded, proving that humans could be courageous, honorable, and wise. Their journey would be remembered as a story of hope, unity, and the power of respect across worlds. And in the palace of Zithra, Queen Solara held Mira close, tears of joy streaming down her face. Together, mother and daughter looked to the future, strengthened by the courage of a human captain and his team. Zithra's light shone brightly across the land, a symbol of hope, peace, and the lasting bond between humans and aliens. The story of Captain Ryan and Princess Mira became legend. It spoke of bravery, respect, and the greatness of humanity across worlds. It reminded all that courage and honor could overcome the most impossible challenges. And so, history remembered that one human soldier, guided by integrity and compassion, had brought a lost princess home, changing the future of two civilizations forever.